Today on Uncommonly Good MTG, we're playing a deck I call Barbed Burn, which is focused entirely upon the new card Barbed Servitor, where we get this dude out and then we just burn things to the ground, both doing damage to our opponents and our creatures, which don't really care about it, but their creatures do, as well as to our opponent, thanks to the magical might of Barbed Servitor. If that sounds interesting to you, stay tuned to find out more. Hello and welcome to Uncommonly Good MTG. I'm your host, having recently formed Super Mensa because I was tired of hanging around with the rest of those idiots, Dr. Yukon SuckIt. Yes, thank you. Filmed before a live studio audience. Thank you so much. Yukon SuckIt. Word to your mama. So I'm broadcasting to you today from my secret underground headquarters, and I'm bringing to you a deck of my own creation, which I've called Barbed Burn. So what the point of this deck is I thought that Barbed Servitor looked really super cool. And that it says whenever damage is dealt, target opponent loses that much life. I'm like, that's it. How can we deal damage to this guy? I thought, it sounds great. Board wipes, like red board wipes. That's what we're going to deal. We got the guy that does 3 points of damage to all creatures. That's going to do it to every creature out there, including my own, and to my opponent. So suck it, opponent. What else? 2 points of damage to each creature and opponent, which means your opponent's going to be taking like 4 points of damage then. We've got Burn Down the House that does 5 points of damage. And we got Witchstalker Frenzy, which could deal damage to target creature, which could include Barbed Servitor, which would mean to your opponent as well. So we're going to be just flooring. We're just going to be burning the battlefield. Just not allowing anything to exist at all. There's a word for that. I mean, just tabula rasa, just blank slate. We're just going crazy there, man. As well as we've got some card draws that work with, Bitter Reunion and Big Score and Chimil the Inner Sun. So all that stuff's going to be trying to find the cards we're looking for, which is essentially Barbed Servitor, because everything else works awesome. The last guy that's in here is like Urabrask Forge, just because he doesn't exist except during the attack phase, and you can just burn everything down and still have Urabrask Forge jump out with the dude and attack. The other cool thing that you get out of this thing is Elder Dragons out of Elder Dragon War. The only problem is that we're likely to burn them to the ground at some point. But whatevs, man. We'll take what we can take. So I pretty much already said what was in this deck. What we're going to do is we're going to hopefully get out Barbed Servitor and just burn everything to the ground while making our opponent feel that burn at the same time. Using Barbed Servitor with his puny little 1/1 powers. Restless Vents could be a creature. Urabrask Forge would be a big creature. And some Elder Dragons for doing our damage otherwise. Alright, let's go see if we can make this happen, Captain. But before we do, let's say our prayers and talk about what is best in life. Dear Black King Toxrel, who dwells within the dark chambers of my heart, please hear my prayers and grant your blessings as we attempt to crush our enemies, see them driven before us, and to hear the lamentation of the women. All right, we're playing against ezerak. Nothing for 2. Blues, huh? Well, are those greens? That's an awful lot of blue color for a green mana. Yes, I make us play that whole situation. Alright, we don't really have any good board wipes for the kind of guys he's playing with at the moment. Look at that big butt right there. What does this guy do? Yeah, I need burn down the house is what I need. They just... It's been out barbed. It's not going to help us. Barbed Servitor, we're fine. No attacks, we're fine. Can't get through our pal Titania at the moment. Brotherhood in is cool. Like, if I go in for the attack and he blocks, I could do the extra point and then take them all out. We'll try that. So right now I can wipe out 2/3 of his board. I can wipe out 3/4 of his board with just Brotherhood's End. Let's give this a shot. Alright, who's going to block who? Who's going to do it? I know he wants to take Titania up onto the Forgeling there. Fortunately. Got to block with 2 of them, man. He wants Titania to stay alive. He's got what he needs to be able to do her. I'm going to have to see Witchstalker's Frenzy. I can easily take her out. I could take the others out on another time. Yeah, there's a 0 point for doing the trample, so you're going to suck it all up. Just got to keep that melded planeswalker from showing up. He's got a lot of things with 3s for butts. Elden Dragon War is not going to wipe the board like it should. All right. Wipe the board. 3 points up above. I guess Elder Dragon War is still good against the our opponent. Oh, we got a lot of those guys. All right, I think we got this. I think we got this in hand. Choose any card in your graveyard. Yeah, Elder Dragon War. Elder Dragon War. Oh, ho, ho. Huh. Elder Dragon War. Down to 5. Here we go. All in. Yes. So incredibly cool. Yeah, that's the definition of having fun in our match. Victory. All right, we're playing against ChristoCC. Oh, we have no black mana, but we got till 4 to be able to play it anyway. All right, let's bitter our union our way in. And we got a long way to go, so let's just get rid of Chimil at the moment. No black. We'll start playing Urabrask Forges. Number 2. All right, you can block one of them. All right, come on. I hope that our next mana is a black mana. Oh, not cool, man. Let's go get black mana. There we go. All right, so we got to get the Barbed Servitor out, which is what we're going to do. All like that. And he'll just get chumped. All right, I see a board wipe in the future. Everything's cool. He thinks, I got Glissa out. It's fantastic. Glissa takes down Urabrask forward like crazy. Of course, if it can swing in, then he'll be able just to kill it. Glissa is the Urabrask Forge killer. He wants to use her so bad. All right, here it comes. Board wipe. 3 points to you, baby cakes. And in we go. All right, let's get some mana out. And we got a Witchstalker Frenzy ready to go for the next turn. What we got? We got board wipe, a little card draw. What does magic cards come to, man? This is so dumb. At least that cat has like 6 eyes. Or does it? Yep, 6. All right, let's do an Elder Dragon War. Two more points. And we win. In your face, Count of Monte Cristo. All right, playing against Arrogant Prophet. That has a lot of black. I'm fairly sure we can pick up at least 1 red along the way. All right, no second red yet. All right, so we picked up Barbed Servitor. We got a couple of Elder Dragon Wars. We're doing good. We're playing against Poison today, huh? There's the second red. All right, so we're going to have a little Elder Dragon War to wipe the board with. That is fantastic news. Boom, boom, goes the room. I would have liked to add the Barbed Servitor out. It didn't work out. Maybe next turn. Ooh, man, that thing right there is going to kill the servitors. That's exactly what I was scared of. But whatever, man, we just got to get him out. Do I want to discard any of my cards? I like them too much. This guy is probably not going to do it for us. All right, whatever. All right, let's go for another red. And can I survive it? Yeah, let's survive. I'll tell you what, we'll just go ahead and pop the Bitter Reunion at this point too, just to let him come in. Well, that was disappointing. We're probably going to die of toxicity here. I'm not sure I would have bothered. All right, so the deal is we just got to keep just burning everything down. We're going to have a dragon here pretty quick. Problem is burn down the house is going to take out the dragon. All right, let's put out the red. Let's pop it in. All in. You think he's going to? It's fine. Elder Dragon War. Here we go. Boink. And we're done. All right, he's down to 8. We got a dragon in the air, and he's got a guy that can't attack. Theoretically, we could put out devils. They could block. You're just making this easy on me, baby. Yeah, I got plenty. So yeah, let's just do that. Cool. Do I really want to put that guy out? Yeah, that's what fun's all about here, right? All right, it's down to 2. Sure, let's put out another card. Why not? I think we got this one in the bag. Even if we just let him kill himself next turn, he can only attack with one guy this turn. Man, that guy's been going after my Barbed Servitors like crazy. Well, let's just let Urabrask Forge take it. There we go. Winner, winner! Victory dinner! Alright, playing against Kobolds and Trenchcoat. Kobolds. Ooh, Urabrask Forge, nice. Let's turn that down. We're playing against Mono-Red aggro, probably. Alright, we did get our 3rd mana, which is what we need. We'll be able to destroy the board with Brotherhood's in, which is nice. Ooh, is he playing goblins? That is fantastic. I mean, we're going to take a hit here. I mean, definitely. Down to 13. Here comes... You're gonna go, I mean, you'll die next turn. You'll take it up. All right, let's wipe the board. We have the opportunity. This guy's got, what, 2 cards left? All right, let's get our first guy. Here we go. And next turn, we'll be able to burn down the house. This guy's pretty much smoked out his hand. He's running on fumes right now. All right, man, you got 1 card. There it is. Nice. All right, all your base art belong to us. Now we got the long, hard road of trying to kill this guy. And he's got haste. That's not great. All right, we're down to 2. Sweet googly people. This is not the way my deck is supposed to be working, just blowing it away. I mean, I'm supposed to be done, what, like 12 points of damage to him at this point? We're probably fine. I'll leave it. Might have to throw it away. All right, there's a one-pointer. I'm going to have to waste 5 points of damage on that guy. And I'm dead. All right, this guy had it on me. He was fast. His big thing was being able to also take out my artifact. All right, we are playing against Coronos. All right, 3 keep. Big score, bit of reunion. Looks like we're fishing for our cards. All right, so we could definitely burn stuff down, but we need to find our attackers. And we're good. Put a Popo on him, huh? All right, good. I mean, we could just Elder Dragon on the next turn if we feel like it. All right, so we could bid a reunion that guy's in the haste. Let's get rid of big score. Just land, huh? All right, let's go black. Let's throw out our Urabrask Forge. We get that seated. All right, so we just got a bunch of burns. This is not going to do anything good against Sentinel of the Name of Sky. This won't either, so it's got to be burned down the house. He seems to be focusing on one creature at a time. That's because he doesn't have the mana. Wait, we're just not getting to our guys, are we? All right, unfortunately, this isn't great for us because we'd have to wipe out our own dragon to do it at this point. Let's just keep growing and showing, I guess. Oh, I was going to pop this guy for haste, wasn't I? Oh, well, we'll just choke it back. I always think when he pops into play, he's got haste because he's a lot like the Kumano, but that guy's specifically a hasty dude. All right, we are just getting plowed at the moment here. This board is going to get wiped. Let's go for the attack first. Sorry, everyone. Ooh, 2s across the boards, huh? All right. Elder Dragon War. Elden Dragon War. Elder Dragon was a man. No, he was a dragon. No, he was a dragon man. Elder Dragon War. We're going to do it again, man. We're going to burn. We're going to burn. Now we're still not getting our boy out, are we? All right, let's, should I just burn it to start off with? He's going to try to net down the dragon. Here it comes. It's one or the other. They're both 4-1s at this point, man. All right, we have another dragon next turn. We can pop Bitter Reunion again. Remind me this time. Elder Dragon War. He keeps throwing those dudes out. All right, Serpico. I'm going to be coming at you with, like, I don't know, 9 points of damage or something. You're going to have to eat your own cookie, man. So I could wipe the board. Taking on my own dragon in the mix. All right, we got tons of guys. He's going. Do you have mana? You have to spend mana to be able to do that. What are those? Those are not what you're looking for. Haste! I'm expecting to see a potty pants here in a second. You can net one of them, man. Go for it. Net it. That's what you're going to net. And we win. He couldn't even stand the sight of his own blood. Victory! Alright, so here we are with Burn. Oh, man. This was such a glorious deck. I had a super ton amount of fun with it. It was really good. The only thing I say that I didn't like about it was that so much of it was 4. Like, it's just, look at it. I mean, this entire line right here is just where the bulk of the cards are at. I mean, you can see it. It's like a middle finger sticking up right there with a giant FU. And so my hand would be full of these super expensive cards. And we didn't have a lot of ramp going on. Yet I never seemed to have a problem with mana, which was fantastic. The early cards here were great, but, you know, you just needed them to show up. That was, I think, the only problem. All right, so, and as such, aggro was a problem, right? One time we went up against mono red, yeah, we were getting tossed around like a rag doll. We had answers, but they just kept putting dudes out faster than we can clear them, and we didn't have any of the Barbed Servitors out to just really maximize on the burn. All right, so let's just see. Let's go ahead and talk about the MVP. Who was the most valuable player? You know, it's funny. It's like the whole deck is built upon Barbed Servitor. Barbed Servitor. And yeah, he was great. He was a good combo. He definitely made it to where all of the burn spells did something in addition. And he drew your card. He was value. I'm going to say he was definitely the MVP. He was the MVP. But the card that I kept singing the song for was Elden Dragon War. This card had a lot of great value because it wiped the board for 2. It drew you cards and then put out a dragon afterwards. So, sweet God, I mean, Elden Dragon War was really good. But Barbed Servitor is who the entire deck was based on, and there's a ton of great value there. I just wish that Barbed Servitor could be a blocker. That would have made things so much better. But they said, nope, he's gonna get what is it called? He's gonna get Suspect. I wish there was a way we could clear Suspect because we don't. I mean, Suspect is cool. What is it? They have Menace, and they can't block, so they got Menace, but I want him to block is what I really want him to do. All right, yeah, this is, pretty much a mono red deck other than Barbed Servitor. But, we needed it. We needed a little bit of card draw. We needed to just burn everything down. And Urabrask Forge comes very nicely in a deck that's burning things down. Chimil to, keep things coming, I guess. All right, so let's go. Let's see what else we got going on here. Was this deck fun? Yes. That's what I got to say. This is the most fun I've had in a deck in a long time. I dislike it when I'm playing against somebody and they just keep wiping the board over and over again. But I love it when I do it. Man, it was just so nice. They'd be throwing out those little dudes and you just wipe it. And but then you got Urabrask Forge inserting a dude immediately afterwards. Man, that was so good. Barbed Servitor being like, "Oh, I think I felt a strong wind." And just standing there taking it and then just going in for the attack with like -3 on his toughness. Yeah, this guy could easily be wiped off the board with anything that does negatives to things. But still, you got to be playing against black for that kind of thing. They could do destruction. No, you can't. It's got to be exile. So whites will take him out. Some blacks will take him out. That's pretty much it. But green's got nothing on this guy. Red can't do anything against him. Yeah, and half of black and some white can't do much against him either. Who cares? He's nothing big. He's a little bit of card draw. But that's really great too. They just leave him alone. They let him through. They don't want to have damage dealt to him. That's the thing. If their opponent blocks him for whatever reason, then all that damage being dealt to him is dealt to the opponent instead. What you really need is to get those cards that say this card must be blocked, right? I just don't think we've seen that in a long time. I'll have to go looking for them. I bet you it's not red. All right, so totally fun. Was this deck interesting? Some people are going to say no. Why is it not interesting? Because we're just wiping the board over and over again. That could be so incredibly boring, especially to fight against. Why I think it was interesting is because Barbed Servitor was in there, and we're making use of a new card. We made a new card around him. And, for the whole reason I'm trying to maximize, it's easy to do damage to creatures. It's a little bit harder to do it to your opponent. And this one says, all right, I'm just going to take all the damage we're doing to creatures, and I'm going to do it to my opponent as well. Like, one thing I thought is, I'm going to take Witchstalker Frenzy. I'm going to shoot my own guy with it. That's like 5 points going straight to the opponent, potentially. Problem is, usually I was using this to take out my opponent's big dudes. So it does double duty. That's what I'm looking for there. All right, so I think this deck was interesting, and but it's not going to be super interesting. It's not like there's big combos going on or a bunch of new cards. Really, it's just one new card, Barbed Servitor. We got Chimil from the last one, sure. But other than that, it's just board wipes and Urabrask Forge. All right, let's see. So let's add that up. Was this deck competitive? All right, so this deck got an 80% win rate. We got 4 wins out of 5 games. That's 80%. That's a competitive deck. Number 2, was this deck fun? Absolutely. This is practically the definition of a fun deck. And was it interesting? Yes. So that makes this deck into an A+ deck. And as I'm required by federal law to say, this deck is so choice. I would highly recommend you pick one up, should you have the means. All right, that's all for now. If you enjoyed this video, please make sure to like and subscribe. From all of us here in the secret underground headquarters of Uncommonly Good MTG, have a great day. See you next time, Space Cowboys. Later.